If you just updated your Galaxy S23 to One UI 8.5 thinking you were getting the same features as the Galaxy S25 or 26, you have been played. You downloaded the update, your phone rebooted, and your settings app proudly displays the new software version number. But the second you start looking for actual features, you quickly realize you have been handed an empty shell. Samsung gave you a glorified paint job. They pushed the code to your device to keep their software update promises on paper, but they quietly stripped out almost every major feature that people are actually talking about online. Why is a recent $1,000 flagship phone getting treated like a second class device? Is your phone hardware actually incapable of running these new tools, or is Samsung pulling an artificial gatekeeping stunt to force you to upgrade? Let's look past the marketing fluff and break down every single major feature missing from your Galaxy S23 on One UI 8.5. The headline feature of One UI 8.5 is native cross-platform file sharing built directly into QuickShare. It allows an Android phone to natively detect and send files directly to an iPhone's AirDrop protocol at maximum wireless speeds, without using cloud links, text message compression, or third-party apps. If you own a Galaxy S23, you're completely locked out of this feature. It is strictly reserved for the newer models. While it looks like pure corporate greed on the surface, there is a legitimate hardware bottleneck here. To communicate with Apple's proprietary AWDL protocol without dropping your standard internet connection, a phone's wireless chip has to rapidly switch channels thousands of times per second. The wireless modems inside the newer generation chips were physically designed with dedicated architecture to handle this type of dual-channel virtualization. When Samsung tried to force this protocol onto the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 inside S23 during the early beta phases, it caused massive overheating and completely crashed the phone's Wi-Fi system. Samsung chose to drop the feature entirely rather than push a broken, laggy workaround. The software cuts get a lot harder to defend when we look inside the Gallery app. One UI 8.5 introduced the Advanced Audio Eraser tool. When editing a video, the on-device AI automatically separates different audio frequencies onto individual sliders, letting you manually turn down wind or crowd noise while turning up human voices. On the S23, these sliders are missing. You are stuck with a basic reduce noise feature toggle that mutes everything indiscriminately, making your video sound like it was recorded underwater. Samsung also upgraded the photo assist tools to allow non-destructive multi-iteration workflows where you can stack multiple generative AI edits and view your edit history dynamically. On the S23, you still have to wait for the phone to process a single edit, save a completely duplicate image to your storage, and start from scratch if you don't like it. Samsung claims this is due to NPU, or Neural Processing Unit, limitations. But the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 was literally marketed on its advanced AI processing. The S23 can easily handle these calculations. It might just take 2 seconds longer to render than it does on a brand new model. Blocking these features entirely is a deliberate business decision to keep older phones feeling a generation behind. Next up are the visual and customization cuts, starting with dynamic weather wallpapers. This feature uses advanced depth mapping and real-time weather effects over your personal lock screen photo. If it rains outside, digital water droplets realistically splash off the subjects in your picture. On the S23, the screen remains completely static. Samsung also removed Now Brief from the S23's always-on display. This feature acts as an on-device digital assistant, scanning your calendar, notifications, and local traffic in the background to present a clean, intelligent, summarized briefing text the moment you pick your phone. The corporate excuse here is the battery management. Instead of giving users a choice with a simple battery warning toggle in the settings menu, Samsung just removed the options entirely. The final set of cuts hits the camera app and ecosystem tools. One UI 8.5 introduces a dual-stream video preview engine that uses separate hardware paths to keep your display viewfinder perfectly smooth when zooming between different camera lenses during a high bitrate recording. Because this was omitted from the S23, you still get that noticeable micro-stutter and frame drop when switching lenses mid-video. You also lose out on Creative Studio, which lets you isolate timeline and color controls on your phone screen while outputting a clean, full-screen video preview to an external monitor and Ocean mode, a camera state that locks touch response to prevent accidental inputs from water droplets while optimizing color calibration for high moisture environments. Samsung has officially split their software support into two tiers. Tier 1 is living software update for new phones, which receives actual platform innovation. Tier 2 is maintenance software for older flagships like the S23, which only gets basic security patches and version numbers. Because physical smartphone hardware has peaked, companies are now using exclusive software features as a weapon to create an artificial FOMO, fear of missing out, and force upgrades on perfectly fast phones. Here's the bottom line. You should still install One UI 8.5 on your Galaxy S23, you still need Android 16 privacy updates, the revised quick settings panel, and the latest security patches. But do not let marketing tricks convince you that your phone is obsolete. The S23 is an absolute powerhouse that easily has another 3 years of flawless performance left in it. You don't need to spend $1,000 on an upgrade just to get digital rain on your lock screen. What do you think about Samsung's upgrade strategy? Drop your comments below. If you want straight to the point tech analysis without the corporate fluff, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and share this video with an S23 owner. Thanks for watching. This is the Silicon Fossil, and I'll see you in the next one.